I'm Rob. I'm 44 from the Leicestershire area. I got diagnosed with I can't pronounce the word, meningioma, back in June. It happened overnight. I went to bed for a snooze in the evening. Um, I've been doing lots of work, and I woke up and the house is a bit of a mess. There was a mirror smashed in the bathroom, blood on the bath. I don't remember any of it whatsoever. Um, and a friend of mine was coming around to pick up a tent to borrow, and I couldn't remember my address, and that's sort of how it all started for me. I didn't know where I lived. I went and checked my address. I had to go and look at the front of my house. Couldn't remember the room number, the house number, the road, um, and that was the start of everything stopping. Had to stop work and wait for further surgery. I think it's important that when you have something as major as a brain tumor, you have to have people there that you can talk to, that you can liaise with if you need to. And I just tried to do research into what I've got and how it would affect me. And you came up, and it was important to get in touch. And I thought the fact that you can share your story about how you know, found out you got a tumor and what was needed for you is really important. I couldn't find anything when I first started, so that's really important that you contribute if you can. Haven't used any yet. I spent sort of the first 8 weeks after my diagnosis just in this numb stage, really. Depression kicked in, didn't do anything. Had my surgery. I mean, you can barely see the scar now. It's incredible. Um, and now I'm starting to use uh, there's counselling on offer from another place I go to, and then yourself with all of this information, all the stuff you've got online, and the nurse on the phone you can ring up and ask any advice to. It's there if you need to take it. The nurse I spoke to on the phone said any question, big or small, that you think might be stupid, just ring up and ask it because that's what they're there for. And it's really important that you've got access to that because if it's your brain or your heart, it's massive, massive issues. They're the two things that really cause problems if you don't look after them properly. So you can never ask a silly question, basically. She was very useful. You're going to be more nervous and unsure, not knowing what's going to happen to you. But talking about what you have, I think, is the most important thing you can do because people that deal with this on a daily basis know how to help, know how to support you, know what to say to you, to get you through the trauma that you're going through. And it is traumatic. It is traumatic. Absolutely. I've got things planned as soon as I'm well enough to put into place to raise money for this. I've got things in mind as soon as I'm well enough to do it. I think it's important because without you here, there's less answers available for people that need to talk. I had wrong information that I've got tumours elsewhere and that my brain tumour was a secondary form of cancer before they'd even found it all out, which I knew wasn't correct. I've got Crohn's disease as well, so the issues in my bowel I had a feeling would be Crohn's disease related. So I wasn't too concerned, but that obviously you kind of have this feeling that you've got secondary cancer in your brain. My tumour wasn't cancerous; it was grade 1, which was incredible. Um, but when you find out you've got a tumour, just take time to talk to people who care for you, help them understand what you're going through, and help them to help you because they will do. They will help you, and you do need help, be it emotional support, even if you're, you know, one of the toughest creatures on the planet. You might go through it all thinking you can do it on your own, but you absolutely can't because there'll be a time like now where I was a driving instructor and now I can't even drive So everything's stuck, everything's just stationary, and you will need help. Be it going shopping, you when you first have your operation, depending on where your tumor is and how deep it is, how big it is, they're opening up your head. It's going to confuse you. You're going to have, you know, inflammation from it, and you inflame your brain, and it's going to cause problems, be it for a day, a week, a month. So you are going to need help. Talk to those that matter to you and tell them how you feel, and reassess it all the time. Don't just let it get to you, and sit with you. Think about how you feel and try and make changes. Well, yeah. So, like, literally, my life was busy. I was doing stupid amounts of hours of work. I started work at 5:30 in the morning for a girl who had a newborn baby, and it woke up at 7. So he left her. He left. She left the baby at home with her partner. I'd pick her up, give her a driving lesson, drop her back for when baby woke up. And it was a short notice thing for me. Can you fit me in? I've got my test in a couple of weeks. I'm like, I can. We'll have a look. She'd had lessons before. But I was still doing that on top of all my normal hours, finishing quite late at night. And that's why I had a doze. When you wake up and your brain has confused you through a seizure, it does confuse you. I didn't know where I was, who I was, what had gone on, and it tires you out. Relax afterwards. I slept for a couple of days when I was in hospital afterwards. Um, Post surgery, you have to be prepared for changes of an evening and of a morning. My words don't come out in the right order. They're coming out okay now, ish. Some words I'm thinking, what's that word? I can't remember, so I say something else. But it does change who you are as a person. It changes how you do things. It changes the way you look at things. You can't be who you used to be until you're 100% better. And that's providing that you get 100% better. You know, there's options out there through the neurosurgery and through yourselves to get support and help, and jump on board and give back, because people need to know answers to questions they might not even thought of, if that makes sense. It's important.